This film story starts to showing a city where the level of water has risen above the sea and the whole city has been submerged in water. The bad weather and the constant storms took away their homes from many people, and such people were forced to live on boats. In such a situation, people used to be happy just by remembering their good times, and at this time, this work makes it easy for people. Nick has made a machine called Reminiscence, which shows people's memories in the form of a hologram. On top of this machine, this body felt as if it was living in the same time itself. For security reasons, Nick used to keep the records of his customers' memories with him. Some customers of Nick were also such that they used to come to him to see the same memory again and again. A girl who had come to Reminiscence many times, now her assistant saves her memories in a chip to remember the old moments she spent with her boyfriend. But she refuses to take it because she liked to come into Reminiscence and live those moments again. Everything was going on perfectly normal, but then one day a girl named May came to Nick's office and life. She had lost her keys, and through Reminiscence, she wanted to remember him and find him. Nick helps May by showing her the memories of the last day and finding her keys, which she dropped in the club where she was a singer. Nick lost his memories, her voice, and her song and fainted. Nick liked this song very much because his grandfather used to sing this song for him. Anyway, May now leaves from here, and Nick's assistant tells him that May has left her earrings, which Nick keeps. He now goes to the club where May used to sing the next night. He praises May's song here and returns May her earrings. While talking, Nick found out that May had no friends yet. May offers him to go home with her and Nick leaves. Here these two come very close. The scene cuts and we see May and Nick together again. They were having a good time together. Nick tells May, "The memories are so strange, just like perfume, as good as a little." May answers him, "You may have good memories, but I don't." The scene cuts and we see Nick in his reminiscence. It turned out that whatever we saw now, it was all Nick's memories. Ever since May left him, he couldn't get out of this trauma. He always thought that what was missing in his love that I cheated him. Did I cheat him or did I talk about going somewhere? To know this, he always kept looking at his memories. Although his assistant had warned him many times that if you use too much reminiscence, you know it will affect your brain more. Before May left, she didn't leave any clue of her own, but now Nick wanted to find out through his memories. Nick's assistant tells him, "You won't find May now. It's better to forget her. You should focus on your business. Because of money, a lot of problems are coming to us, and now Elsa is also not coming, our regular customer." But Nick, ignoring her words, now goes to the club where May was a singer. He asks people here about May, but he still didn't get any clue. He came back to his office and started remembering the moments he spent with May through reminiscence. Suddenly, the loud knock outside interrupted his memory. He comes in and shouts, "Reminiscence is closed today." Anyway, after a while, he came out of the office and found May's earring lying on the road. He was surprised to see this. He knew that May has come here. He discusses the same thing with his assistant. The assistant says, "I don't think May has come here again. It is also possible that this earring has already been lost there and we are now eyeing it." "Okay, forget it, let's focus on work. You also know that there is an intelligence project involved. If anything goes wrong, we will be late to take it." At this time, he had to record the memories of a criminal who worked for a drug mafia. Now he was about to die. These people work on him for 12 hours, but they don't get any special proof. Because before dying, people often only remember their good memories. Now these people were talking that suddenly the lying man remembers his 5-year-old memory, in which the drug mafia was present. And along with this lying man, Nick is also seen in May. And now he is curious to know what May had to do with this man. Here the police ask some questions to the person lying in reminiscence for their investigation. And by doing this, the man starts shaking. Nick takes his mic back from the police, and starts rewinding the memories of this man, where May was. He now searches in this man's mind. When and where did he meet May for the last time? For the last time, this man saw May with the drug mafia. She was the first girlfriend of that drug mafia, and along with that, she had become a drug addict. Now from her mind, Nick finds out that after a while, May had stolen a lot of money from that drug mafia. From here, Nick decides that he will go to this drug mafia, and he will find out about May. He reaches to this drug mafia, and he tells him that May has sent me to you. Before he could say anything else, this drug mafia recognizes him. He finds out that Nick was the same person to whom May had gone, leaving the drug mafia. He tells Nick, "What do you think? You are more powerful than me. May left me and went to you." He was so angry with Nick, that he told his people to torture Nick. Before Nick dies from this torture, someone enters to save him, and this was his assistant, who took a gun in his hand. She came to save Nick by killing a lot of gangsters. She also shoots on Nick's tank, due to which the water of the tank starts to come down. That gangster also takes out a gun from both hands to kill Nick's assistant, but his one shot didn't work. Now Nick also gives that man a shock and gets himself released, the one who had caught him. By killing him, Nick leaves with his assistant. Coming back to his office, Nick tells his assistant that the last meeting between you and May, I want to see her memories. He puts her in his reminiscence tank, and here he listens to both their memories and talks. Where Nick's assistant always felt that May has come to Nick for a special purpose. She wants to take something from him. She is manipulating him for her own special purpose. And then May told him the truth, that she is a drug addict, and she is actually deceiving a drug mafia, and she was with Nick for protection. After seeing all these memories, she knew that Nick would be angry with her, and she says to Nick, "I'm sorry, I didn't want to hide it from you." Then these people see that May didn't steal anything from them, so they find out Elsa memories were stolen and taken from here, one of his clients, who used to visit him again and again, and she was the wife of a very rich man. After knowing this, Nick was very confused. What did May want, and why did she come to him? What was her relationship with Elsa's memories? To know this, he starts looking for May again, and in the city, a man tells him about a girl who might know about May, and at the end, May comes to him and says, "I won't hurt you, just tell me where I can find May." Then the girl tells him that May has been murdered, and her son was kidnapped. After knowing this, he was very shocked. He turned around, someone attacked him, and told him to forget May. As soon as he said this, Nick was looking for May again and again, to find that man, who threatened him to forget May, and he recognizes this man, that he was a police officer, who used to work for the drug mafia. Then, Nick starts collecting information about Elsa, because he was thinking that by finding out Elsa's information, he will somehow reach May. He finds out that Elsa had a very rich boyfriend, who was actually married, and she had a son. After Elsa's boyfriend's death, her boyfriend's son wanted to kill Elsa, so that he doesn't have to give her any share of the property, and maybe that girl sent May here to steal Elsa's memories. One day, Nick was walking on the road. He suddenly saw May walking on the road. He follows that girl, and that girl runs into a room. Nick finds out that girl is not May. The cool thing is, the man she ran to was the same corrupt police officer who used to threaten Nick to forget May. Nick catches him and decides to interrogate him about May, but this man runs away from there. Nick followed him, and finally, he caught him at a place that was completely submerged in water. These people start fighting here, and while fighting, Nick was about to drown, but Nick took him out of the water, and the scene cut and showed us that Nick saved that man from drowning in his reminiscence machine, and what we saw before that was his memories. After Nick's fight, he brought this man in his reminiscence, so that he can find out about May before he faints. This man warns Nick, if you don't know about May. Nick doesn't listen to him, and starts looking for May, and it turns out, May meeting Nick was not a coincidence. Everything was already planned, and May's love is a fraud. She only met Nick for her plan, but from this man's memories, Nick finds out May was actually in love with him. But during all this, she couldn't forget her mission. She had to kill Elsa. Nick sees in this man's memories that when this man was killing Elsa, May took her son and went somewhere. After that, this man didn't know anything about May. Nick was shocked to see this, but then he realized that what he had seen was incomplete. After that, May's memories were in this man's mind, which he plays by torturing this man. Actually, she came to meet Nick again, but this man caught her there, because now that he couldn't leave May alone. May was a witness to his murder. In this man's mind, May expresses her love to Nick, because somewhere, she knew, Nick will find her, and will see her memories, where she was expressing her love to Nick. In this man's memories, Nick goes in front of this hologram, and rewinds this memory. Many times, he tortures this man, increases the voltage of the current in his brain, and by making him confess all his sins, he stores his memories. After that, he goes to the man who had killed Elsa. To this man and May, he tells him, now everyone knows the truth about you, to not share the property with the other brother. He killed Elsa, and sent her son away. Soon, the police will solve your case, and will find your brother, and now, you will be killed for what you did. The man went mad. First he wanted to kill Nick, but then he tried to kill himself, but he couldn't do it, and finally, the police arrested him, and Nick was released. After that, Nick goes to his assistant, and tells her, he will never try to find May again. This life is too short, he shouldn't lose it. Go and meet your daughter, and stay with her. After that, Nick solves the case, for which the intelligence agency had hired him. After solving the case, a corrupt politician came in front of everyone, and because of him, there were riots in the city. Nick did everything he could, and now, he had no future, so he decides to keep himself in reminiscence, so that he can live in his old memories. He injects himself, and lie in reminiscence. Now he will live in the memories, which he spent with May, until he dies, and this is where the movie ends. Thanks for watching.